It is hard to believe, but eating French fries or any deep-fried food at our home or in restaurants may be a hazard for our personal health and for those around us. Is this just meant to be a provocative statement, or is there more behind it? Well, sunflower oil, corn oil, soy oil, which are probably the most popular and also the cheapest of our daily used fats in our cooking or in our shopping products, are all oils belonging to the group of omega-3 and 6. They are built with so-called poly-unsaturated fatty acids, and these oils should never be heated. Yes, the same omegas that are known to be so great for our health. It turns out that scientific research shows that all so-called unsaturated fatty acids get deeply transformed by heating into so-called trans fatty acids, and their consumption leads to deterioration of our cell system, allowing manifold toxins to penetrate through the cell membranes into the subtle layers of our energy body. Sunflower oil, for example, is usually heated up to over 200 degrees Celsius to become margarine. This is one of the major examples of an incredible industrial and dietary error, leading to extremely unhealthy and dangerous food habits. What have we done with the flower of the sun, one of the most beautiful floral creations of Mother Nature? It is just unimaginable. But what is behind all this? Starting in the 1960s, a German doctor developed an anti-cancer diet on the basis of organic linseed or flax oil in combination with organic cottage cheese. This diet has had until today an incredible success in the treatment of diverse types of cancer and has brought to light the enormous importance of the threefold unsaturated oils based on their hidden connection with the photonic power of the sun. Dr. Johanna Budwig, with degrees in medicine, physics, pharmacy and biochemistry, was the Germany central government's senior expert for fats and for pharmaceutical drugs, and pioneered research on the connection between quantum mechanical processes and behavior of cell systems, especially when exposed to electron-rich omega-3 oils like linseed oil. According to her findings, electron-rich foods act as solar resonant fields in the body to attract, to store and conduct the sun's photonic energy in our bodies. The sun's power of cosmic light, one can say, is not only food for the soul, but a vital element of nourishment for the body as a whole. Humans are living naturally on sun diet all the time. That is the reason why we in the Northern Hemisphere are sun hungry after the long winter months and cannot wait to see the days becoming longer again in spring to let our cells feed again on the most satiating element on Earth, sunlight. But Dr. Budwig's findings have also clearly shown the devastating effects of commercially processed heated fats and oils. In attacking the biochemistry of our cell membranes and thereby lowering the electromagnetic energy charge in our body, these fats have become one of the major causes of chronic and terminal diseases such as cancer, diabetes, cardiovascular problems, etc. But how many are really aware of this? Or better to ask, what is the reason that we are not made aware of this and that our collective matrix continues to ignore such important aspects of our collective health? Dr. Budwig discovered that when unsaturated fats have been chemically treated, heated, refined, etc., their nourishing qualities are destroyed and they become toxic because the field of electrons of the cell membranes is removed, meaning 60 to 75 trillion cells in our bodies stop to fire properly. What we have forgotten is that we are bodies electric, wrote the American poet Walt Whitman. Or as Robert Becker says about our modern lifestyle in his famous book, The Body Electric, Electromagnetism and the Foundation of Life, here quote, "Our bioelectric cells are more and more exposed to numerous physiological hazards of various electromagnetic pollutions. Our wrong dietary habits to heat and to cook with unsaturated oils, such as sunflower oil, soy oil, and the like, belong to these hazards." Quote end. Mike Vrentas from the Independent Cancer Research Foundation explains, "The cells of our body fire electrically. We are all aware of how fats clog up our veins and arteries and are the leading cause of heart attacks. But we never looked beyond the end of our noses to see how these very dangerous fats and oils are affecting the overall health of our minds and bodies at the cellular level. The fat's ability to associate with protein and thereby to achieve water solubility in the fluids of a living body, all this is destroyed. Or, as Dr. Budwig puts it, the battery is dead because the electrons in these healthy fats and oils normally recharges." Mike Vrentas added, "When the electrons are destroyed, the fats are no longer active and cannot flow into the capillaries and through the fine capillary networks. This is when circulation problems arise." With regards to cancer therapies, Dr. Budwig did not believe in the use of tumor growth inhibiting treatments, such as chemotherapy or radiation. As for example, here she expressed it, "I flatly declare that the usual hospital treatments today, in a case of tumorous growth, most certainly lead to worsening of the disease or a speedier death, and in healthy people quickly cause cancer." Dr. Budwig added, "I found testimonials of people from around the world who had been diagnosed with terminal cancer, all types of cancer, sent home to die, and were now actually cured and living healthy, normal lives." Not only had Dr. Budwig been using her protocol for treating cancer in Europe, but she also treated other chronic diseases such as arthritis, heart infarction, irregular heartbeat, psoriasis, eczema, other skin diseases, immune deficiency, multiple sclerosis and other autoimmune diseases, diabetes, respiratory conditions, stomach ulcers, problems of lungs, liver, prostate, strokes, brain tumors, arteriosclerosis, and other chronic diseases. Dr. Budwig's protocol proved successfully where orthodox traditional medicine was failing. Since Dr. Budwig also mentioned the positive effects of her diet on the brain, like multiple sclerosis, the ALS, the Lou Gehrig's disease, Parkinson's disease, and Alzheimer's disease, her protocol could have the greatest impact early into multiple forms of diseases and could very possibly reverse these diseases entirely. With regards to the brain, Dr. Budwig stated, "No brain function can take place at all without threefold unsaturated fats. Without any doubt, every function of the brain, and this has been scientifically proved, needs the very easy activation effect of threefold unsaturated fats." And she continued, "The same applies to nerve functions and for regeneration within the muscle after strenuous muscle activity, in the so-called oxidative recovery phase during sleep. This process requires the highly unsaturated, particularly electron-rich fatty acids as in flaxseed oil. So when I wish to help a very sick patient, I must first give the most optimal oil I have, My opinion is flaxseed oil. End of quote. Today, more than 60 years after Dr. Budwig's research, we are in a much better position than the patients of her time. The availability of numerous polyunsaturated omega-3 oils has largely increased since then. Oils such as chia oil, camelina oil, sacha inchi oil, perilla seed oil, rosa mosqueta oil, etc. offer interesting alternatives to the unfortunately very unstable linseed oil. They have high amounts of alpha-linolenic fatty acids, omega-3, in a similar balanced ratio with alpha-linoleic acid, the omega-6, and other fatty acids. My personal experience shows that there is hardly any organic food store today which can offer a pure linseed oil which has not undergone oxidization and therefore has become inefficient if not harmful to the body. The bitter taste of the oil appears within maximum 2 months after cold pressing at the oil mills. Too little time to pass unharmed through the vendor's chain of wholesale to retail markets and to the final end customer. But fortunately, as mentioned, we have numerous alternatives to linseed oil today if we do not find the oil in its pure and fresh form. So let's hope, after all this amazing research on the omega oils during the last decades and the growing awareness of the public for a more balanced lifestyle and healthy food, that the omega-3 rich oils, used in a correct way, will be more and more understood in their enormous value for our health. The topic of fatty degeneration, as Udo Erasmus calls it in his famous book Fats That Heal, Fats That Kill, is a most pressing one. It is high time to change. The paradox in this is that reversal of degenerative conditions is possible in most cases, says Udo Erasmus. We just have to continue to identify the missing elements for a healthy life. And this notwithstanding the challenges of our modern societies, which are so much driven by a highly demanding, often hectic and stressful lifestyle. Is this not enough of a reason to become more intelligent in our observations, more clever in our choices, and more adamant in our pursuit for real happiness, so that we may live and prepare the way for a life worth living, healthy until old age, without the threatening Damocles sword of life-killing diseases hanging over our destinies? I think that the answers of many of our most vital questions are already there. If we look around carefully and keep listening, we can feel the sap of life running through us inside. And in its vibrating murmur, we hear it whispering, to say it in the words of the German poet Friedrich Hölderlin, in his famous poem Patmos Hymn, where danger appears, the rescuer is growing too.